Okay, so yesterday we have seen how to perform the classification using J48 decision tree algorithm on the glass data set. So today I will show you. So we have seen that when we change one of the parameter of the J48 decision tree, specifically we have changed this parameter, that is unpruned. So earlier it was false and then we made it true, and then we have seen the improvement in the accuracy of the classifier for the unpruned tree. So for unpruned tree, accuracy is 67%, and for pruned tree the accuracy is 66%, 0.82. Okay, then we'll go ahead and we'll make one more changes, that is, now we'll change the minimum number of object that will be contained or that will be held by a leaves of your decision tree. So I will increase this minimum number of object from 2 to 15 and click on OK and run the test again. And now you can see the classifier's performance is degraded, but I will show you the size of the tree, it got reduced. How that will see. Okay, so for prune and unpruned tree, the size of the tree was 30 leaves and size is 59. Now when we have changed the minimum number of objects that will be contained by each leaves of the tree, we have made it from 2 to 15. This change affects the size of the tree. So the size of the tree is now reduced, it is 15, and the number of leaves that this output decision tree has 8. Okay, but doing so by increasing the number of nodes, or we can say that the instances in a leaves degrades the performance of your classifier. Earlier, each leaves, it contains only 2 instances or 2 data samples. Now we have changed this parameter to 15. That means each leaves of the decision tree will now contain 15 data samples or 15 instances. So if you want to see the visualization of the corresponding tree, then just click left button of your mouse and click on visualize tree. So it will show you the decision tree. So if just click left and make it fit to screen so that it is visible. So this new window is visible to all. Someone can inform me in the chat box. The new window is visible. Okay. So now this means that, okay, Utkarsh is saying it's visible. So you can see the decision tree window.
No.
Okay. Pratibha, no. Okay. Chinmay, no. Okay, great. Thanks for this feedback. I'll just share this new screen. So I have to move back and forth between the windows, different windows. So, okay. So now is it visible? This new window?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So when I click on this, the left, when I left click on that classified test run, and I have selected the option visualize tree, and this tree is displayed in the new window. So you can see that this decision tree, the size of this decision tree is very less as compared to the previous 2 runs of the J48 classifier. Why? Because each leaves, it contains minimum 15 instances. So what this value indicates, that there are total 29 plus 3, 32 instances will be held by this leaf of the tree headlamp. Out of these 32 instances, 29 instances are correctly classified by the J48 decision tree, and the 3 instances, 3.0 instances, they have been misclassified. And same is the case for the other leaves as well. So for this leaves tableware, the glass tableware type of glass, there are total 21 instances in this leaf. Out of that 21, 15 are correctly classified and remaining 6 are misclassified. So let me go back and share the new old screen, that Explorer screen. Okay, so this is what very important from the Explorer application of the Veka's perspective. Now the other options which I mean to I wanted to show you is, while you are pre-processing the data set, you can have the different filters available. So I will show you what are the different filters. So you can have supervised and unsupervised filters. You can have multi-filters, rename relation filters, and so on. So I'll just take one of the unsupervised filter. So when you talk about unsupervised filter, you get two types of unsupervised filters: attribute unsupervised and instance unsupervised. First, I will select attribute unsupervised, and I will select this remove filter. And you can see that this option is enabled here at the bottom of this window. Now you can remove any of the attributes of your data set, and you can see whether removing that attribute, whether it enhances the performance of my classifier or not. Okay, so what I will do is I will just remove the first two attributes. Okay, and then I will go back and I will see the performance. I will rerun the same test again. Okay, so now you can see that after removing this first three attributes from the data set, the classifier's performance is degraded, right? Earlier it was 66%, but now it is 60.74%. Okay, so that means the first three attributes, that is refractive index, and then one was let me undo it, sodium and magnesium. So these three attributes, they have high confidence in building the machine learning model, or in the performance of machine learning model. So what I will do is I will remove the last six or last 5 attributes except type attribute. Remember that type attribute, it contains the output class label, so we are not going to remove it. And the last column of your data set always contains the class values, the output class values or output class labels. So let's remove this, and again we'll go back and we'll perform the test. And yes, so removing these 5 attributes apart from first 4 attributes has slightly degraded the performance of your classifier, and now the accuracy of your classifier is 62.61%. So the same way you can also choose the other filters too. So now instead of attribute, in this case you can select the remove values filter. Yes, remove with values filter. Now this will allow you to delete any of the instances out of these 214 instances. So you can select this table and you can remove this instances from the data set, and you can check the performance of your classifier. So that's it from the Explorer application, and you can see there are different classification algorithms. You can have, these are the variety of classification algorithms. These are more than 100 classification algorithms. This is the tab which is used specifically for the unsupervised learning classification algorithm. So here you can find out simple k-means, hierarchical clustering, filtered clustering, farthest first, EM algorithm, cobweb, canopy, and so on. So these are all the clustering algorithms. These are the different clustering algorithms that you will get as a part of this package. Then you can have the rule algorithms. So different association rule mining algorithms, you can find it here. Sorry, let me click on the associate tab. Okay, so these are the association or the rule mining or the rule based classification algorithm. So a priori, filtered associator, FP growth, and so on. Then you can have feature selection algorithm. So these are the different feature selection algorithm. So in this you can find it here, principal component analysis algorithm is there. Then you can have subset selection. So as a part of subset selection, wrapper method subset selection algorithm is also available here, and so on. And this tab is specifically used to see the correlation between the attributes. So if I want to see the correlation between the refractive index and the aluminum or magnesium, then I will simply click here. So the new window will be open, where you can see this new window is visible to all. When I click on the correlation graph between the refractive index and the aluminum, these two attributes, is it visible to all? This new window get open. That window is visible to you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now this window is very important because we are going to interpret something from this picture. So at the bottom of this, you can see the color of each of the output class label is given. So build, wind, float, it is the instances of this class label is colored with blue. So anything that you can observe on this input instance space across this X and Y axis, that belongs to blue, wind, float. So all the cross with the color blue, they belong to this class label. Then build, wind, non-float instances belong to this class are colored red. Then wake, wind, float, they are colored with green. I'll just increase the jitter so that the randomness of the samples on this input instance space will be increased. So now the randomness is increased, and as you minimize the jitter, the randomness amongst the instances it will get decreased. So I will just increase the randomness so that you can interpret it properly. Okay, so this is what, and then same as wake, wind, non-float, that is shown with the light blue or sky blue. Container output class labels, it is colored with the light blue color. Tableware, it is completely pink color. So these instances which I am moving the mouse, they are belong to this tableware. And finally there is headlamps. So these yellow colored instances, they are basically belong to the headlamps. So now what we have seen is just the I mean to say the instances across the input instance space, right? All the instances which belongs to the different classes, class labels, how they have been represented on the input two-dimensional input instance space. Now, if you want to see what the errors, then simply click here. I'll just go back and I will select the first run and click on visualize classifier errors. So this new window is visible to all. New window is visible. New window is visible.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. Now again I will increase the jitter. I have already mentioned you the colors given to this different cross. But now the difference between the previous figure and this figure or this picture is that in this figure you can also observe some of the small squares. So these small squares, they basically represent the error. Okay, so I'll just increase the jitter and I will just click on one of the blue square. Okay, so now when you click on that, it will give you the details of the instances and why the error is occurred. So here this new window is visible. Unmute mic.
No,
No.
sir.
Okay, so when I clicked on this square, a new window is open. I will share that new window. Just give me a moment. So okay, I hope this is visible to you now. Is it?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
When I click on square, so square symbol, it indicates that error is occurred with the instance. And when you click on the square symbol, this new window will be opened, which gives you the details of error. So the instance number 38 is misclassified. These are the attribute values of this instance: AI, MG, NA, and RI. The prediction of our classifier is prediction margin of our classifier is minus 0.2, and that's the reason if the margin it lies between some range of 0.1 to 0.3, then your classifier classify it to the wake wind float. But the actual class of this 38 instance is build wind float. Okay, and this is the reason the misclassification or the error is occurred. So this is the misclassified instance. So same way, you can also click on the other misclassification windows, misclassified instances, and you can check the weather as well. Okay, so that's it from the Explorer point of view. So shall I go to the next tab? That is next application, that is Experimenter. If you have any questions, we'll leave a 2 minutes window to take your questions. So if you have any questions with respect to Explorer application, please type your questions in the chat box. Otherwise, I will go to the next application, that is Experimenter. Any questions? Or else you can unmute your mic and ask the question. Pratibha, any questions? Renuka Wagh, Atharva Lange, Atharva, Sanket Vidate, Harshal, Devesh Ganesh Mahalkar, Madhuri Sanap. Mansi, are you there? You can unmute your mic. Pallavi, Pranali Sapkare. I think everybody has put their sessions and they have okay, fine. So what I will do now, so majority of students, they are saying that they have no questions. So that case, I'll go to the next part, next application. So now let me open the Experimenter tab and then I will go. Okay, this new window is, I hope this new window is visible to all. So here we, the experiment environment, because experiment applications environment, you can find. So as I told in the yesterday session that Experimenter application is specifically used to evaluate the performance of multiple classifiers, right? So we'll see how to evaluate the performance of multiple classifiers. So click on new. So this everything, all the fields of this windows, they will get enabled. Now we supposed to add the data set first, and then we apply the different classifiers on that data set to see the performance of different classifier in order to select the best classifier with the highest performance. So add the data set. So I will add the data set. So I'll select iris dataset. Well, then I have added the dataset. In this window, you can find that we have added the dataset. Now it's time to apply the machine learning algorithms on this dataset to produce the machine learning model. So I will select the decision tree classifier first, or we can say that let's take a k-means algorithm. So we'll select the k nearest neighbor classifier, and you can see that this is the k nearest neighbor classifier's first flavor, that is the value of k to be 1. So I have selected here 1. I will add the same classifier, that is k nearest neighbor classifier, that is lazy algorithms, IBK. But now I will change the value of k to be 3. I will add one more flavor of this KNN algorithm, but this time I will change the value of k to be 5. And apart from this k nearest neighbor, I just felt that okay, let's see how your decision tree classifier will give me the result for this data set. So I have selected the J48, and I will make sure that the pruning is unpruned. Minimum number of objects. Just give me a moment to check it. Okay, so I'll just make it false, because we came to know that unpruned tree gives you the best performance. Its accuracy is higher than the pruned tree. So after doing all this thing, just go here. This is the second tab. So you have 3 tabs in the experiment environment: setup, run, and then analysis. So we have done with the setup tab. Then go to the run tab, click on start. So your script will be run. It get executed. If there are any errors, then it will show here. But after this, here 0 errors are shown. So that means we have compiled successfully. Then after running the script, go to the next tab, that is analysis tab. And now we'll perform the analysis. Okay, so to perform the analysis, you will find 3 options here at the right top corner. Out of these 3 options, click on experiment, and this everything get enabled here from this configuration test window. So this configure test window options will get enabled after clicking on experiment. And here you can find your different classifiers that have been applied to your data set. So we can have KNN with 1 value of k, then again IBK with the value of k to be 3, IBK with the value of k to be 5, and then finally the tree classifier, J48 tree classifier. So what I will do is now, I have seen that everything is good. Whatever we have done in the setup tab, everything appears here. Now just click on this perform test from the action tab. Okay, this action window, there are 2 options: open explorer and perform test. So simply click on perform test, and here you can get the performance of different classifiers. So now you can analyze that the KNN algorithm with the value of K1 has the accuracy of 95.4%. Then lazy, again the KNN algorithm with the value of K to be 3, it gives me the performance 95.2%. Whereas the lazy, that means the KNN algorithm with the value of K to be 3, when K is 3, we got the accuracy 95.73%. And for J48 tree, we got the accuracy 94.80. So from these accuracies of the different multiple classifier, I came to know that the KNN algorithm with the value of K is equal to 3 gives me the highest performance. So based on this evaluation of multiple classifier, I can select my algorithm. So after this doing the experiment on the multiple classifiers, 4 different classifiers, I realized that the KNN algorithm with the value of k to be 5 or with the value of k5 is the best algorithm. So I will select that and I will apply that algorithm on my real-time data. Remember, okay. So that's it from the experiment tab. Do you have any doubts? If you have any doubts, then I'll give you 1 minute to share your doubts. So Pratibha is saying no. Okay. Anyone else? See, I cannot ask all the 50 names. So those who are having, so what is classifier? Classifier is my machine learning model, Sarang. Remember, classifier means machine learning model. What we have done, we have used the data set. We have applied the classification algorithm on the data set, and what is the result? The result is nothing but the machine learning model. So that machine learning model, I'm calling it as a classifier, which predicts the output for the instances, input instances. Anything else apart from this? Any question? So the model that I will build with the KNN1, one indicates the value of k is 1. Okay. So that means I will call it as a, what does Veka do? Veka is a data mining tool actually. We are performing the classification. So Veka has inbuilt different machine learning algorithms. So basically Veka is machine learning tool used for data mining purpose to extract the meaningful information from the data set. So task here is iris data set. We want to perform the classification of iris flower. So iris data set, it is basically iris is the flower which is found in the New Zealand again. So that flower has 3 different types of species. One is Virginica versicolor, and I'll just go back and let me check it. One more species is there for this data set. Just give me a moment. I will tell you that third species name. Okay. So the third species name is Setosa. So these are the 3 different species of this flower, and we want to perform the classification of these different species. Whether the given flower it belongs to the Setosa species, the given iris flower whether it belongs to Virginica or versicolor. ये 3 स्पेशीज में से कौन से स्पेशीज को ये आइरिस फ्लावर बिलोंग करता है, राइट? अंडरस्टूड? Do you understood? Sarang? Okay. So it's basically a classification problem. So any classification algorithm you can use to build the machine learning model. So I had used J48 and KNN. Both are classification algorithm. So we can use the decision tree. Decision tree is a classification algorithm. So there are different types of decision tree algorithms. So J48 is one of the decision tree classification algorithm. Okay, got it. I think it is sufficient now to know. So now we'll go to the next application, that is knowledge flow. So let me share the window of knowledge flow. Just give me a moment. So is it visible? The screen is visible? Anybody can type in chat box. Is it visible? Okay, fine. So this is the knowledge flow environment of Veka machine learning tool. Now this knowledge flow is same as Explorer. Only the difference is that we can create the visualization of entire machine learning process. So all the options that pre-processing, selecting the data set, then applying the different filters on the data set, that like splitting the data set into train and test, applying the class assigner. So all these operations, for all these operations, the different functions or different objects are given, which is shown in this window where I am moving my mouse, right? So first we'll select this object and we build the entire visualization of this machine learning process. So very first is the data sources. So when I click on data sources, you can find the different data set loaders. You can have this C45 loader, CSV file loader, database loader. Directly from SQL, MySQL, you can load the data set, JSON loader, and so on. Well, so I will select the ARFF loader because so I have dropped this is drag and drop actually. So you have to click here on the object and just drag it in this window. Well, I will use this object to import the data set. Then the next part or the next thing which I require is the class assigner. So I will select the class assigner from this evaluation folder. Just simply drop here, select and drop, select and drag in this window. Then I want to split my data set into training and testing. So I will select this train and test split maker and I will drop it here. Okay, I have done with the splitting of data set. So data preparation and data pre-processing is finished at this part. The next job is very easy. We have to just select the classifier. So again, I will do one thing, that I will select the lazy classifier. Okay, and because we want to evaluate the performance of this classifier, so model will get built here after selecting the machine learning algorithm. So we have selected KNN algorithm, so which actually the result of this selection is nothing but the machine learning model. The output is machine learning model or the classifier we have built. Then we want to evaluate the performance of this classifier, right? So what we will do is we will select this classifier performance evaluator object. We'll drop it here, and after evaluating the performance, we want to see the result. So for displaying the result or to see the output, click on this visualization folder and click on this first visualization object called as text viewer. Now what I will do, I have created the visualization. Now we have to connect this object with each other and then we'll perform the test. So click left on this and first configure the data set. So you can browse the data set from here. So it will directly go to the data set, default data sets of the Veka. So from this data set, I will select the, okay, I'll select the iris itself. Okay, so connect this now. So to connect, click on the data set. So that will enable you to connect this data set to the class assigner. So again, from class assigner, connect this data to the train and test split maker. From this train and test split maker, you can select each of the instance of the splitted data set. So first I will select the train data set, then I will select the test data set, connect it. So we have built the model till this point. Now we have to evaluate the performance of this KNN model. So I will just click on this batch classifier, which actually allows you to evaluate the performance. So connect it to this classifier performance evaluator object or class, and from this you can connect it to this text viewer. So we are taking the output in the form of text, and we are giving this output as an input to this text viewer class so that it will display the output. Okay, so we have done with this. So this is the complete visualization of your machine learning process. This is basically this first three class, they depict the data preparation and data pre-processing. So data preparation is done with this ARFF loader, and pre-processing is done with these two classes, class assigner and train test split maker. Then we have chosen the classifier, and we have applied our both the instances of dataset test as well as train to this classifier, and we have evaluated this classifier's performance, this KNN's performance, this machine learning model's performance using this classifier performance evaluator class. And finally we have used this text viewer class. So we have done. Now just click on run. So at the top left corner you can find these three options, these three command buttons. So click on this to play or to run, and in the bottom you can see if there are some errors, then it will show you here, and you can interpret the error, and accordingly you can make the changes in your knowledge flow environment, right? So so far there is no error. So now it's time to see the output. Okay, so from where I will see the output, so I will simply click here, and this option will display the result. So show result will display the result, and from this new window is visible to you. When I clicked on text viewers, is it visible to you? New window? Anyone can see?
No, sir.
Yes, pardon?
No, sir.
Okay. So when I clicked on show result, I will select that screen. So this is the name of the window, that is text viewer is the window where you can find the same output window as you have seen in the Explorer application. So here you can interpret the output. So there are total 49 instances which are correctly classified. There are 2 instances which are incorrectly classified, and then these are some kappa statistics. These are the detail accuracy by class. Is it visible, new window? Is it?
Yes.
Okay, okay. So these are the detail accuracy by class. So TP rate, false positive rate, precision, recall, F1 score, receiver's operating characteristics, class, and so on. And this is the confusion matrix. So if you observe, initially there was 150 instances in the data set. We have splitted them, and let's go back. So the accuracy of this classifier KNN1 is 96.07%, and error rate is 3.92%. So let me close this, and I will go back to the knowledge flow environment. Okay, so this knowledge flow environment is visible. Is it visible? Okay, I hope it is visible. So here you can see the configuration. During the configuration, you can, this new window is visible. Again, the new window is open when I click on configuration. Huh? Chinmay, is it visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Pratibha, you are saying visible. The new small window is visible. Trains test.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So here you can change the percentage of split. Now by default, if you do not change, then by default the value of percentage of split is 66 and 44. So 66% of instances from the original data set will be splitted, or they will be copied into trained data set, and remaining 44%, sorry, remaining 34% instances will go into the test data set. You can change this percentage to see the whether there is any change in the accuracy of the classifier. So if I increase or if I decrease this percentage split, that is 50-50. So out of 150 instances, 75 will go into trained data set and remaining 75 will go into test data set. So let us see what is the change in the accuracy of the classifier. We kept the same classifier, and now we'll see the result. And you can see the the performance degrades actually, right? Earlier it was 96 point something. There is a slight change. The performance degrade, not, there is not a significant change in the performance or the accuracy of the classifier, but there is a very small change, a negligible change, you can say. Earlier the accuracy was 96 point something 5%, and the error rate was 3.5%, but this has slightly changed. Now the accuracy is 96% and the error rate is 4%. So that means if I take a split of 50-50, or if I reduce or if I increase the test data set size, then that means the performance of your classifier or the performance of your machine learning model gets degraded. So that's it from this presentation. One more application is left, a simple CLI. If you permit me, if you are interested, then I will take only 3 minutes and I will finish that. Otherwise, I'll need one more, another 10 minutes of next video session. Please tell me in the chat box. Otherwise, I will stop. No problem. So I continue this session according to your interest only. If you are interested, then we'll move. Otherwise, I will stop. I can understand that this is last lecture, so all of you might have been exhausted. Okay, sure, no problem. Okay, thank you for patiently listening, and you can watch the video of simple CLI application which I have uploaded on the YouTube. So even that is sufficient. So in the next lecture, probably I will take the introduction to the R programming, and then next to that lecture I will take the Python, and then we'll start again, come back to the theory lectures. Okay, thank you so much. You can end this meeting now.